wait for Councillor Goff to get comfortable. And alrighty, we're now up to item 13, the 6 monthly progress report on the Climate Resilience Strategy implementation. And welcome, Jessica.
Kia ora koutou. So I'm Lisa.
Oh, God.
Unfortunately, Jessica can't be here today, so...
I'm sorry, welcome, Lisa.
Jessica wrote the report,
Yep.
and I hope that I will be able to answer any questions that you might have.
Yep.
There's quite a lot of actions on climate by the council reported in this report, so I have a wonderful set of colleagues here with me who can help me with questions.
Okay, so do you want to take the report as read?
Yes.
And invite any questions? I note in here there's quite a significant impact on our program from the government withdrawal of funding here and there. So that's a significant impact on us. At the same time, we're expected to show leadership without the funding. So, and what was the other thing that I noted too? I'll just leave that for now while I go through my report. Are there any other questions or highlights any councillors would like to raise in this report? Councillor Johansson.
Yeah, thank you. I was just wondering, in terms of the mass rapid transit, like obviously we've got a decision to make today around one of the intersections that may be impacted, and some of us have referred to it, but are we able to get any sense of what we can do? Even if the government's delaying it, we kind of know where the corridors are. So how can we get progress around protecting those corridors?
Mike, would you like to, or Jane, would you like to answer?
There's a rush.
There's a rush. Kia ora, councillors. It's a really good question, and it's some work that we're undertaking at the moment with NZTA is to think about if we don't have a lot of resources available, how can we keep this work going, particularly to move to the route designation part of the MRT project. So we're in the process of working through that detail at the moment, and we intend to come back to councillors in the near future to give you an update of where we're at and to let you know the extent to which we're going to be able to progress the project in the next little while.
Are we, sorry, it says here we're waiting for the annual plan process. What I'm just trying to understand, is there a lack of resources to actually do the notice of requirements or the designations, or is it is it because we don't have the funding? Like, what is, like, because we just done plan change 14, you know, and
yeah.
I mean, it seems like the longer we leave it, the more expensive it's going to get, and a number of developments are going to happen along these corridors.
I think it's a case for us at the moment of cutting our cloth. Do we have all the money we need to do this piece of work? No, we don't yet, but we're looking at what we can prioritise from operational baselines to frame up the work and progress the designation process at this stage. Right. So do we have all the money? No, we don't, but we're working out what we've got to keep moving.
Okay, so
just to add to Jane's response, in the context of the council's decision on plan change 14, you did agree to an alternative resolution which will go to the minister about a setback along the corridor to require development to be set back, and that will be dependent on the minister's decision.
yeah, but it may not be enough for what we're proposing either, because that's only what we've currently got in the current plan. So I'm just trying to get a sense of timing, right?
I think the other consideration is to get together whatever case we can in the lead up to the next funding triennium, so that you can start to think about making a case for the next GPS land transport. So there's a lot of work that we need to do to get from A to B, but at the moment we're working out what we can do with what we've got right now.
We'll report back in more detail.
Yeah,
sure.
we will.
Thanks.
Thank you. Have you got a time estimate of when that report back might be?
At this stage we're hoping for it to be early next year to give you a progress update.
Yeah.
And we're just currently working through the technical details with NZTA at this stage.
Okay, thank you.
Right. And just the only other question from me, which is on a different matter, was the food-related action plan. I see that's been put on hold. What governance visibility do we have of that work? And is there a specific report back on the Healthy Food Action Plan actions as well that we can see?
Is that in the sustain 4.4, Yanni, you're talking about, or where?
Yeah, it's what the reference is 116 is the action, page 153.
Yeah. Sustainable food systems.
So I'm hoping someone's here from the community team to answer that.
So do you have a timeline of when that work it's in progress to further piece of work and engagement with community boards? Do we have a timeline on how long that's going to take?
I don't have a timeline. I can find that out after this meeting and provide that information to
That
you.
would be really helpful. Thank you. Councillor Coker?
Thanks. There's all those actions there, which is a long list. I was just wondering if, well, I've heard that there's work progressing on the resolution that had happened about tracking emissions in the city, and I can't see that reflected in here. Are you able to comment on that?
So a resolution on tracking city emissions, or
Yeah, there was an idea of having like a something like a emissions thermometer or some other similar sort of thing.
Yes. So I understand that work is progressing with the comms team on that. I understand that something will be coming back to you. Again, I'm not sure when. Presumably early next year.
Okay.
Thanks.
So once again, perhaps those two at the same time might work out. All right, so I'm happy to move this report. Is there a seconder for that? Councillor Templeton. Is there any debate on it? No, I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Against, that's carried. Now look, we've got 15 minutes before Emma Norrish comes in, so I thought, should we go into